And I understand that you are the Maricopa County Director of Elections and also the Director for Early Voting. And I want to understand why you think it's appropriate to be attending David Becker's conference hosted by CEIR. Are you aware of the fact that CEIR received $69.5 million in funding from Mark Zuckerberg? You're not? You're not familiar? Okay, well, do you know that David Becker is a radical leftist activist and that he used to work for Pew Charitable Trust, which is tied to George Soros? You do know that?
No, I do not.
You do not. So, given the fact that you are involved in active litigation with Carrie Lake right now, do you think that it's appropriate for you to be attending such a partisan conference?
I thought that the animal is bipartisan, and so it is appropriate to explain the nature of the election and how they can be bipartisan. So that's exactly
but this is not a bipartisan conference.
That's your opinion.
Here, you want to come here? Let's show him this. So,
yeah,
it's not my opinion. It's actually a fact. You don't need to worry. I'm not a violent person.
The one just factual thing. There were Democrats and Republicans.
The Republicans who were there are people like Bill Gates, your colleague in Maricopa County, who is also anti-Republican. Okay, so these are what we call rhinos. He's also involved in this lawsuit right now that's been filed by Carrie Lake. And so you're supposed to be nonpartisan. And Carrie Lake, there's been rumors that she might even run for Senate. So when she's a candidate on the ballot this next election season in 2024, how are you going to be trusted as a nonpartisan election official when you're attending such a partisan event?
Once again, it was a bipartisan event. There was requested to participate in, and that's what I did. So
but it's not bipartisan.
I appreciate your opinion.
I know, but you are actually committing an ethics violation right now because you're involved in active litigation. I can show it to you.
I appreciate it. I'm not.
I know, but you should be interested because you're an election official. And I'm originally from Arizona. Look, it says listed as defendants in Lake's lawsuit are Maricopa County County Recorder Stephen Riker, Maricopa County Director of Elections and Election Services in Early Voting, Ray Valenzuela, Maricopa County Director of Elections for Election Day and Emergency Voting, Scott Jarrett, members of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, Bill Gates, Clint Hickman, Jack Sellers, Thomas Galvin, and Steve Gallardo. And you're showing incredible disrespect right now to the voters of Arizona by texting while I'm talking to you.
I appreciate your opinion.
And I was born and raised in Arizona. Okay, I was born in Tucson, Arizona, and I live in.
It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's beautiful. I live in Florida now. You know, I think that this is important and it's relevant. It's relevant to the millions of people who live in Arizona who feel that their elections were undermined. And I understand you also have a close relationship with Adrian Fontes, who once appointed you to a position. Adrian Fontes is the Secretary of State of Arizona. He called Trump supporters MAGA fascists. Do you think it's appropriate to refer to Republican voters as fascists?
I don't speak on behalf of anybody else, whether it's a supporter of Fontes, Secretary Fontes, Supervisor Gates. I speak to myself, and I have already said I appreciate your opinion. Allow the fact that I have what you have. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I understand that, but do you condemn or disavow his statement that Trump supporters are MAGA fascists?
I don't have a place to condemn or disavow anybody. They're at their place to decide their opinion.
But do you think it's appropriate as an election official, as Adrian Fontes, who's supposed to be the Secretary of State of our elections in Arizona, do you think that it's an appropriate statement for somebody who's supposed to be nonpartisan to call Trump supporters fascists? Oh, we did ask him. We asked him.
There you go.
We asked him. But I do want your opinion. I want your opinion as to whether that is your own opinion. Do you think that it is appropriate to call Trump supporters fascists?
I don't have that. They haven't made that statement.
Okay, but I'm asking you, do you think that it would be beneficial? Would you feel, I know that you're a registered Democrat, but if there was a Republican who was the Secretary of State who called the Democrat fascist, the Democrat that is fascist, do you think that that's an acceptable statement?
I wouldn't be able to speak to whether it's opposing Democrats, their opinion.
So you're not going to disavow Adrian Fontes' statement. He's your boss. He's the Secretary of State of Arizona. He's your boss. He's the Secretary of State of Arizona. Yes.
I didn't realize that.
He oversees the elections in Arizona.
You didn't realize that he was your boss as the Secretary of State?
You're an election official in Maricopa County. And
so you believe the Secretary of State is the boss?
The Secretary of State oversees all elections.
Once again, that's your opinion.
So you don't have contact with the Secretary of State's office?
Absolutely. I have contact with the political party, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the to apart. But that in and of itself is the nature of the
how do you think Republicans in the state of Arizona or anywhere are supposed to feel when their Democrat Secretary of State, who by the way was a lawyer for the cartels, you know that he used to represent the cartels under the Obama administration in Operation Fast and Furious? Did you know that? Yeah. Adrian Fontes is a lawyer for the cartels. So does he call the cartels fascists, or does he only call Republican Trump supporters fascists?
Is that a question for me? I wouldn't know. Once again, you're asking me to opine on some other statement that I have did not come out of my mouth.
But just to be clear, you said that you weren't aware that this conference was funded by Mark Zuckerberg, that CEIR received $69.5 million from Mark Zuckerberg. Are you aware of the fact that Mark Zuckerberg had daily meetings leading up to the 2020 election with the FBI on how to suppress information regarding the Hunter Biden? You are now.
Because you're stating it.
Because I'm stating it, but you never heard this before. Oh, it's not an opinion, it's a fact, though. I'm a journalist, this is a fact. Okay. So knowing that this conference is funded by one of the Democrat Party's largest donors, Mark Zuckerberg, and also George Soros, who is tied to Pew Charitable Trust, where David Becker, the host and the sponsor of this conference, the founder of ERIC, and also the founder of ERIC, used to work. Are you going to attend any more of David Becker's conferences as an elected official?
I'm invited to participate in a bipartisan panel, and that's...
But I just showed you I was not bipartisan.
You didn't show me, you told me, and then you told me.
Do you think that it's...
And I guess
how is it bipartisan, or how is it not hyper-partisan when Jamie Raskin, who was the impeachment manager for Donald Trump, was the keynote speaker at lunch yesterday? You know that he just called for charges of seditious conspiracy against Donald Trump. Does that sound very nonpartisan to you?
I don't know.
You don't know.
He doesn't know anything.
Again, you're stating information to me that
But this is a fact. So if somebody, let's deal in hypotheticals.
I appreciate your fact finding and asking me to accept your fact. But if you attended a conference with Jamie Raskin, who just called for charges of seditious conspiracy to be brought against President Donald Trump. So given the fact that Trump's going to be on the ballot in 2024, how are voters supposed to trust that you, as the Maricopa County Director of Elections and Early Voting, are going to count their ballots fairly? Thank you very much.
Can you answer the question? Are you going to be fair to Trump supporters? Are you going to be fair to Trump supporters?
I don't have an answer to your opinion.
Are you going to fairly and accurately count the ballots of Trump supporters?
I'm going to absolutely fairly and accurately count ballots for all elections.
Okay, and are you going to condemn attacks on Trump supporters in the state of Arizona by Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, who called them fascists?
No, I don't have any opinion to state that.
It's not an opinion. He literally called them MAGA fascists.
It's in David Becker's book.
You can.
But
I don't have time for it, so I
But you should.
It.
You're an election official.
Once again, as you indicated, contact Secretary Fontes and allow him to be able to.
Secretary Fontes thinks that Trump supporters are fascists. Okay.
Thank you.
Here, I just want to show you so that you realize that this is not just opinion, sir. Here you go. Ideal and facts. Here. In his own words, how Adrian Fontes claims to protect Arizona's elections from MAGA fascists. Do you disavow this statement? Okay, we're trying to protect our elections.
No, I understand, but you have to give him the price.
Listen, Ray, I really hope that one of those days you'll be able to answer a question straight up.
Again, I appreciate your opinion, but I allow you to have it. Thank you.
It's not an opinion, it's a fact. He said it. He called them MAGA fascists. Have a safe flight back to Arizona. I hope your litigation with Carrie Lake exposes the fact that you did, in fact, rig the election.
If you enjoyed this report or you want to learn more about the summit, please be sure you subscribe to my Substack today. You can subscribe at lauraloomer.substack.com. It's free to subscribe, but if you want to support my independent journalism, you can always upgrade your subscription to $7 a month or $70 per year. Also, please be sure that you're following me on Twitter, Facebook, Gab, and Getter at Laura Loomer so that you never miss any of my updates or reports. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this episode of Loomer Unleashed, Goldco. Banks are getting bailed out, and who's going to pay for it? You are. They say that taxpayers won't pay, and they say that other banks will pay. But how are those banks going to get the money? They'll probably raise your bank fees like they always do. And if the Fed step in, you'll likely also be paying an inflation tax. In times like this, storing all your money in a bank may be very risky, as we have seen. So what can two average Joes like you and I even do about it? You can protect your wealth with gold and silver, just like so many other Americans and even banks are doing right now. Call 855-317-5157 or visit goldco.com/Laura Loomer to learn how to protect your savings with gold and silver. Take action today to protect yourself and your family from financial collapse. Again, call 855-317-5157 or visit goldco.com/Laura Loomer and learn how you could get up to $10,000 in bonus silver while supplies last. That's 855-317-5157 or goldco.com/Laura Loomer. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Loomer Unleashed.